Amazon is a video game, and if you understand how to play it, you can level up fast and make thousands of dollars. Just like one of my clients who added $233,000 a month to their Amazon sales, and another who jumped from zero to $242,000 a month, but in months instead of years. You see, Amazon has secret cheat codes that guarantee you'll win. I learned these by working on big brands like Disney and Nickelodeon, but unfortunately, 99% of small businesses don't even know they exist. So it's no wonder that when you launch on Amazon, your sales don't even hit $1,000. And I'll be honest, it's not because your product is bad, it's because the top Amazon sellers understand that there are real shortcuts. And just like a video game, once you learn how to play, you can advance through the levels much faster. And in this video, I'm just giving away everything for free because I've made it my mission to help 1,000 people sell $100,000 on Amazon with no strings attached. So over the next 10 minutes, I want you to pay close attention to how I ask questions, and you'll notice something weird. There's a famous copywriter named Alan Sultanic, and one of the writing secrets that he uses makes it impossible for readers to leave. It's called assumptive questions. And we can use those assumptive questions to sell products on Amazon. And I know this works because when I tried it, these were the results. Assumptive questions are where you predict and then answer a shopper's question even before they ask it. In real life, this is extremely difficult to pull off. But when crafting Amazon marketing, it's very easy. Sadly, most people have never heard of it. Assumptive questions are used most powerfully in bullet heads and image headlines because it makes it hard for shoppers to click away. And if we can get more shoppers to stay past that 5-second mark, they're much more likely to consume more of our marketing and then to buy our products. And when this happens, it shows to the Amazon algorithm that people love our products and that more shoppers should see it. Like Scopic, who just added packaging to its main images. And look, they sell 4,000 units a month of their mini stitch gun, but their competitors don't even come close. So why did Scopic do this? Well, because this helps shoppers make sales decisions earlier. You see, Amazon shoppers looking at stitch guns already have a couple questions going on in their heads. Like, are these real brands or cheap imported products? Is this for stitching or tagging? Well, right here, those questions are assumed and they are answered. Now what you can do is basically take your shoppers' burning questions and then answer them early and boldly. When you do this early, you grab attention and keep people engaged longer. For instance, on this listing, we split tested main images that spoke to the question that was buzzing around in our shoppers' minds. Hey, are these wraps imported? And the reason was because they had had bad experiences with imported wraps. Of course, we split tested each version to see if adding packaging with those USA propositions would increase the CTR or click-through rate. And then we looked at the results. We found that the USA propositions gave us a better CTR to where that click-through rate actually quadrupled. And then sales followed suit. But you're saying, how does this apply to me? Well, next time you make a main image, add in some packaging and answer those burning questions right on the packaging. And see if you get a better click-through rate, right? So these are very basic things, but when you put them all together, I can guarantee that if you apply this and test it, you will increase your click-through. But being completely honest, gaining sales isn't always an image problem. Sometimes it's much deeper. So I want to show you a trick that no one is talking about, but before we get into it, it would mean a ton to me if you would smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so that we can impact more people starting out on Amazon. With that said, I'm going to be really real with you because most beginners do the one thing that Amazon hates, and it's almost always the reason they're waking up to no new sales. So until you understand this one thing, you're probably going to be thinking that Amazon is against you and that algorithm is out to get you and that the game is rigged. But just like on video games, Amazon works in a ranking system where there are millions of products constantly in competition with each other in real time. Each product really wants to be shown to the right shoppers. And it's your job as a business builder to show Amazon who your products are for. But this is where 99% of people mess up. Now, David made a listing that got no Amazon traffic. When he posted his listing on Amazon, he thought, I'm on the world's biggest marketplace. I just need to get some good keywords like Google SEO. The problem? Well, Amazon doesn't care about keywords. Google does, but Amazon cares about selling stuff to shoppers. And that's why when he posted his listing for his awesome backyard umbrella stand, he couldn't understand why he heard crickets. Surely it must be that the Amazon algorithm was out to get him, but it wasn't. You see, Amazon shows your listings to the shoppers it thinks will buy your products. So if you make a listing that doesn't resonate with your core demographic, even if it's the best product in the world, it will flop. So here's my gaming strategy for you. Take out a notepad right now and write down all of the reasons that people will buy your product. Then circle your top 3 reasons. Now, head over to feelingswheel.com and grab any word that relates to those top 3 reasons. The most impactful words are what you should feature in your copy because those have the highest potential to grab your shoppers by the heart and carry them all the way to that add to cart button. This copy for Disney Pixar shirts. When we added emotions into that listing and other Disney listings, it boosted sales by 1,139% in the first 3 months. And when that happens, even just a few times, Amazon sits up and takes notice. It's like Amazon is saying, hey, this is interesting. Look, browsers are being turned into buyers over here, and I'm making more money on pick and pack fees. Hey, let's give this product a shot at a higher placement in the rank so that I can make even more money. So keep doing this for 3 to 6 weeks and let me know how many sales you have. I've done it for this listing, and in 30 days, it went to 266%. And then in just 2 months, sales jumped 80,000%. No, that's not a typo. But if you want to take it one step further, I have to tell you about the best Amazon advice I ever learned. And it all has to do with the show SEAL Team. When you and millions of other viewers sit down in front of your TVs to watch reruns of SEAL Team, you know exactly what you should get. You'll get some cool combat scenes, some family drama between teammates, and a look in on some close friendships. But what you don't realize is that these are the things that make you come back for more. So the next time you want to relax and enjoy a show with maximum armament per frame, you'll remember that feeling that Navy SEALs gave you, and you'll hit play. Now, let's say that you sit down to watch an episode of the Navy SEALs, but something isn't quite right. Instead of Jace being in a combat zone, Jace is now hanging out in Vermont, and he's joined a knitting circle, and he's happily joining in on the local tea. What would you do? I mean, you turned on the show expecting Navy SEALs, and now the rough and surly leader is soft and sharing knitting time in a cozy cabin. But that wouldn't happen because Hollywood directors understand what seems to be obvious, but so many small businesses make this mistake. And I haven't seen anyone else talking about it, but let's break it down because in it lies the shortcut to leveling up on Amazon. If you launch a product and it flops, the first thing that you should ask is if the marketing hooked the shoppers. Did it fulfill their deepest desires? Did it actually resonate with the shoppers that you want to attract on Amazon? If not, why? Did we truly understand their deepest, darkest fears? Did we know what their most magnetic desires were? If yes, then we want to know, did those desires and those fears show up in the main image? Did we catch their attention as they were doom scrolling through the options? And this, of course, is measured by click-through rate. Is that CTR high? No? Then boost curiosity on the main image. If the CTR is okay, then we move on because we're getting people onto our listing, but just like that bad SEAL Team example, we're not meeting their desires. And then they're moving on. So the next question is, do we have those desires and their fears in the title image of the image stack? Are those desires and fears showing up in the first bullet? Are those desires and fears in their face all the way through our Amazon marketing? A simple look at your unit session percentage will tell you. Do you see a paltry 1%? If so, you are not speaking to them on that deeply emotional level. So they're never making it to the add to cart button. This framework shows us step by step how we can analyze our listings to see where we need to adjust and improve. Because if you don't get this just right, there's no need to send more traffic to your listing with paid ads. You'll just blow through your ad spend and skyrocket your ACoS. But let's say that we check all of those boxes. There is one move that I found very useful, and it shows us exactly how we can get more Amazon shoppers onto our listing. Because typically, most sellers would just start bidding higher for more keywords at this point. But There's another cheat code that most don't even know exists, because realistically, you're going to only reach a portion of the available shoppers by playing the keyword game. And while focusing on keywords, there are only two ways to increase sales. Either you have to increase the amount you spend on those keywords or increase the number of keywords. And that really causes two problems. First, there are only so many keywords that exist for your product. And second, typically it's much easier to increase your spend. But when you do that, it also steals from your margins. That's why, depending on your goal, having a lower spend could actually be better for your business. But in order to cheat, we need to think a bit bigger, like thinking about all the potential shoppers that are on Amazon that we could reach. This is most commonly called your TAM, or your total addressable market. Now, sadly, everyone thinks this happens in search, that all of our potential shoppers show up on Amazon and start searching. But this is not always the case. Some, like Malibu Sea, take traffic from Facebook ads and then drive them directly to their Amazon page. But do you think that the shopping experience for those who came from Facebook ends with the product they came looking at? No, they may continue looking at all of the other options available in the Malibu Sea product page. They may add a few more items to cart. And amazingly, in all of that shopping, they never once touched the Amazon search bar. And this is huge. You see, that's Amazon traffic that's not part of Amazon search. And if we miss this traffic, we are missing part of our TAM. And let's be honest, no keyword will ever be capable of reaching that portion of your TAM. But there is a systematic way to get these shoppers, and so many others just like them. And this is really good news if you're just starting out and in super competitive categories, especially if Amazon is not yet showing your listing on page 1 of the search results. In fact, this strategy targets shoppers hiding away in the nooks and crannies of Amazon. But that proves a point. Just like in a video game, when you're pinned down, you got to be like Jace in SEAL Team. You have to get off the X. You have to move. If you just wait passively for the Amazon gods to smile on you, you'll be stuck with an awesome product and no traffic. And this means that for a minute, we have to ignore keywords, and that's okay. In fact, we did that for Cryo Concepts because Bill was already on page 1 for the best keywords, and he was already pulling in multiple millions in Amazon sales. But how do you grow when you own all the best keywords? Well, you target the rest of your TAM. So we started looking at who else bought wart treatments. And that research led us to those who dealt with nail fungus and skin tags. Now, not fun issues, we know that. But when we started targeting those shoppers of those types of products, we were able to get 5x, 10x, and even 15x ROAS on our Amazon ads. And that's in a space where our competitors were suffering at 1.2x ROAS. And yes, this works when you're at the top of your keyword game, but the more specific you go with this, the more you increase access to your TAM, and the easier it is to sell people because so few even know that this is an option. Which means that you're going to be way more productive than 99% of the people who are just focused on keywords and bids. Now, if this is new to you, I'm also going to mention that I have a completely free step-by-step guide to Amazon that has everything you need to succeed on Amazon. You can watch that here, and I'll just show you how easy it all can really be.